this is just a quick disclaimer ahead of this episode that we are talking about diets, weight loss. We used some words that basically people may find triggering. We talk a lot about intuitive eating, and just the subject of this podcast, if you want to know where this is going to go, is our relationship with food and diet over the years. So this is not medical advice. We're hopefully not encouraging anybody to do anything, but if any of those topics sound like something that you don't want to listen to, sit this one out. We won't mind.
Have you had a good start to the year? Started strong? How's the water intake going?
Oh my gosh, it's in my room.
Oh,
it's in my room.
That's good.
Actually, at the moment, it's got a vitamin C tablet in it, my Hydro Flask.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's been enjoying.
Did you get a name for it?
No, I didn't. I should put a poll on the Instagram.
Yeah.
But I hope everyone's been enjoying the story of the Sisterhood of the Travelling Hydro Flask.
They do. Even on TikTok, they've been loving it.
Where me and my Hydro Flask have been this week. There was one small incident in which I almost left it on the Sainsbury's checkout.
Oh yeah.
And I messaged you.
Messaged me in a panic.
I didn't actually leave it, but because I was holding it and then I left holding the bag,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, where is it? But it was in the bag.
Oh, okay.
But that was a close one.
He needs to take insurance out on that bad boy. It needs life insurance. It actually needs life insurance. Accidental damage, everything.
How was your week?
My week was actually fantastic, I have to be honest.
You've been off work.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but I've been I feel like, last episode I was fighting for my life.
You were?
Yeah, so I feel like this week was good. I caught up on a lot of stuff. My appetite came back. My taste buds came back to life. Yeah, eating. Anyway, we'll talk about that. But it was absolutely fantastic.
And how was your journey here today?
Oh, so for those that don't know, because I already sent the voice note to Harley. I parked up to get something basically, and I noticed that the light on my handbrake wasn't on. But I thought, okay, I just kind of flickered it because it's a little flick switch thing.
Yeah.
And then I jumped out the car, was walking off, and something told me, "Oh, move your bag from the front seat to the back." When I turned around, my car was rolling. Like, my car was literally on the go. It was moving, and I was just like, "What?" I literally thought I was hallucinating. And then it just kept moving.
I would have paid so much money to see you run after this car.
No, I had to jump into the passenger side and pull up the thing, and I was scared that.
Were you in a bay car park?
No, I was on the road. It was street parking, so the car would have probably rolled into the middle of the street and got stuck there with nobody in it, or it would have rolled into a car.
Another car or something.
Yeah, it was like, it was insane, and where I needed to go, I wasn't going to be back for about 10 minutes.
So it would have been
over. Thankfully, I turned around and put the handbrake on.
The spirit of somebody.
Yeah.
The universe said, not today.
Not
today,
at all.
Satan.
Yeah. Literally only grace of God. Literally. So now I'm here.
Yeah. Another highlight of our week.
Yes.
Is in my hand.
Oh, you can show them because we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, which is the BBC Good Food magazine. If you've seen the clip on our Instagram, I didn't send it to you, so you can post it on TikTok actually. But Sonder and Salt is featured.
I need to buy my own copy actually.
You do. I probably need to buy another one. It's available all month. So it's a January edition, and we are on page 25. Obviously, read the whole thing because it's a good magazine. Yeah, I do love reading BBC Good Food magazine.
They've even got it there. It's like the biggest selling food magazine.
Biggest selling food magazine in Britain. Page 25, Melissa Thompson's 2023 most exciting food finds. Yeah. We've spoken about Melissa on the podcast before. She has a cookbook, Motherland, the Jamaican cookbook, but she's been a columnist in BBC Good Food magazine for ages. She's a contributor to like a few different platforms and things. So just honestly, thank you so much, Melissa. She reached out to us maybe like 2 or 3 months ago just to say like what kind of felt like a generic email of like, I'm looking for stuff, and you never know if you're going to make the list, because this could have been a list. She could have reached out to like 30 or 40 different kind of people. It's a list of 5. There is a restaurant, a chef, a cuisine, a book, and a podcast. And the podcast slot is
It's
ours.
a good list too, because I really like the cuisine.
The cuisine one.
Is it
Amani? Yeah.
And I think my cousin used to live in Amman, and she used to talk about the food. Yeah, she's like a teacher there. So it's not the kind of cuisine or even a destination that is like
people
super popular. Yeah. So
my eye was actually drawn to the book because we've spoken so much about books, and it's an Ethiopian book, and there's a book that I have which I think has like some East African recipes in it, but they're very much like East African style something.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Like inspired.
Fake. Yeah, a bit
inspired.
fake. So I saw that and I was like, oh, I might need to grab that for the library.
Yeah, of course.
For the library.
Yes.
So if you grab the magazine, please take a picture of, even the cover, just tag us in it just so that we know that you've got it and that you've seen it. But we need to take a couple copies for our parents.
Yeah, my mum's got it in hers today, actually.
Has she? Oh,
yeah. It's exciting. Thanks, Vanessa. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and thanks obviously to all our listeners because
our listener base is expanding. Do you know what? I don't want us to take up too much of the intro.
I know with all of this stuff.
Yeah, but honestly,
2023 is looking bright.
Yeah,
it's looking bright.
We're like all over the world now. People are listening from literally all over the world.
This week, Canada entered the chat, so whoever is listening in Canada, shout out.
Wait, I was gonna say hey y'all, but they got a slightly different.
Yeah, they got
accent.
like a sort of twang.
Yeah.
Mozambique is the one that's blowing my mind.
Yeah, who is that?
Who are you? If it is you,
I want to know. Yeah.
Somehow let us know that it's you, because shout outs to you, honestly. Today's topic of the pod is 2023 related, and it's kind of a little bit of a follow on from last week in terms of we were talking about our New Year's resolutions, and some people choose to start the year with, I will just say it, a diet.
A diet,
and
not in the most positive sense of the word.
I was looking up like some statistics and stuff about dieting, and a diet, like going on a diet, basically is defined as any way of eating that you can do wrong.
Okay.
Whereas obviously you can be on a diet.
So we all have a diet.
We all have a diet, the things that we eat.
But like the phrase that has kind of grown.
Yeah.
Being on a diet.
Yeah. Any way of eating that you can do wrong. Some people choose to do that. Some people choose to take part in Dry January. Yeah. Which again is, you can do it wrong.
Yeah. Veganuary,
you can do it wrong.
What else is there? Dry January,
January, which is the opposite of Dry Jan.
Just drinking gin.
Or like exploring it.
Yeah.
I need to find a month to do tequila-ary.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
like gin.
There's such a push at this time of the year
to do something
that is restrictive around your eating.
Yeah, and to lose weight.
Yeah. Like the health, I say health in air quotes, the health and fitness marketing is especially fierce.
In general.
I guess from like this, as soon as Christmas is over.
Really? I feel like it's the new year.
No, because I feel like the Boxing Day sales are like, get your gym wear, get your supplements, get ready, and then it's like January 1st. Go!
Actually, you're right, because my Pilates package
was a Christmas deal.
Yeah, it was a Christmas deal. It was like just after Boxing Day, that gap between Christmas and New, because I booked it before the New Year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it starts like as soon as they've finished selling us food.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Get that crap off.
Get that crap off now. Oh, look what you've done.
Yeah.
Look what you've done.
Naughty.
You've done. And because I guess before Christmas there's conversation around like, you know, guilt-free Christmas dinner, like how to be guilt-free over the Christmas period, like start drinking your skinny lattes so that you can enjoy your mince pies and all of this conversation, and there's just generally so much around food restriction. So today we just wanted to share basically some of the stupid stuff.
Yeah. Some of the madness
that we've done. Because we talk a lot about food and the enjoyment of it, but it hasn't always been this way.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's taken me a while to get to a point where I'm like actively trying to foster a positive relationship with food and being mindful of the fact that my relationship with food is not always positive. Yes. I've always had a relationship. I love food regardless, but sometimes the way I engage with it is in a very negative and toxic way. And it's something that I've had to work on over the years, definitely.
So I found a statistic about, it was American based, but it was that the average girl starts dieting at the age of 8. And I was trying to think back to my lifetime of, like you said, always had a relationship with the food. When do you think any form of like negative relationship started to form for you?
Yeah.
Like when did you first understand the concept of a diet?
Yeah.
Or think about, I want to go on a diet. Even if it was dumb. Even if it was just I don't eat pasta now.
Do you know what? I think, I don't want to generalise.
Yeah.
But I think growing up in a Caribbean, Jamaican family, the issue doesn't start from food. The issue starts with body image.
Right.
So when I was younger, the issue was never with food because I would be fed. There was always food was the center of every celebration. If you're not eating, it's a problem.
Yeah.
But then what happens is you're eating, etc. Blah blah. And if you're chubby, you're fat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Look at she looked fat and that this and that. But it's very weird because they actually don't really have a problem with fatness in Jamaica, but they will make it known. And I think it's probably where you're like that kind of like diaspora kind of experience where in the UK or like the images like in the Western world is that fat is not good. So when you're being told that you're fat, my mum will say, "Oh, yeah, you're fat," but it's not like
it's not translating.
It's baby fat. Like it's fine. Yeah, you're fat. Yeah,
because
you're
she hasn't grown up with that mindset.
Exactly.
When she says it, she thinks it's being perceived as she received it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it is what it is. So I think dieting for me didn't start until I was in school, like well into my teenage years, where I realized that if I diet, I can lose weight and I won't be fat anymore or chubby anymore. So that was really when I touched probably like 17 or something, or maybe just before then when it was the Special K diet was on TV and it was like, drop 2 dress sizes. And I thought, wow.
Red diets.
I could the Special K red, and I was like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this chubby thing anymore if I just drop the amount of food that I'm eating. But it wasn't that easy in my household because...
And so this was like, what, 15-ish?
I'd probably say like, 15, 16.
Because I'm trying to think,
I was definitely in school, but I wasn't in my younger years because I never made that connection for a long time that if I eat less food, I will lose weight. Yeah, so
that's interesting because also grew up in a Jamaican household, and it's so funny you said this because I did not remember until you just said what you said, which is my granddad always used to say to me like, "How are you?" And I would be like, "I'm fine," and he would always say, in accent, "I don't want you fine, I want you fat." Yeah. Like in his Jamaican accent, be like, "I don't want you fine, I want you fat." And I would just like laugh about it because again, like when you're younger and you just hear these words, you're just like, whatever, whatever. Yeah. And again, you do hear the conversation around you in the house where you'll just be like, "Oh, how's so and so? Oh, sorry, like, oh, she's fat now."
Yeah, getting fat. Should I get fat?
Like, should I get fat? Whatever kind of thing. So I didn't have that negative connotation with that word at that time. And you're right. I think my relationship to food came from my relationship with what I saw in the mirror and what I was told I was supposed to look like in the mirror versus like I should be a certain weight or like you just should be on a diet. But I definitely had the experience of dieting in my house though. My mum and my aunt would diet, but not like they're quitters. Like they are quitters. They are starters, but they are not.
I'm sure there's
finishers.
A word for that, for like perpetual dieters. That just
not like yo-yo, but just like a trend. I'm gonna try it. And then forget about it. And then 2 years later, I'm gonna try it. And then what happened? So I know at points on the bookshelf there was the Atkins diet book. The one that my mum I think succeeded in, maybe she didn't even succeed, but I was old enough to remember, was paleo.
Oh, okay.
That one.
It's like a lot of fish or something?
It's like caveman diet. So anything that a caveman could eat. So you can't even eat things like broccoli.
Oh. No tender stem. What kind of life is that?
I forgot to mention that. We'll mention that at the end.
The cost of the coke, the cost of living crisis. You know, my mum called me today and said that the tray of eggs, because obviously we're in an egg shortage. The tray of eggs she usually gets from the farmer's market, £4.50 they paid before. It's probably like a 24 or something. £4.50 they paid before. Then it went up to like £5 something. The man tried to tell them today £9. I said no. £9.
Yeah. So in the quick segue, in the peak of the pandemic, obviously I needed them for baking. Yeah. So I was getting 2 trays for £11. So yeah, they would have been about £5.50 each.
£9
for one tray.
And just a couple of weeks ago, they paid £4.50 or something for it. Insane. I think they put it back.
I don't want to.
Literally, everyone in my house is. Well, I don't even live with my parents. Everyone in my family is like 1 egg at a time. Literally, better blend it out with some egg whites. 1 egg at a time.
Well, she could have eaten eggs on paleo. Because eggs came from chickens and the cavemen had chickens. But not at this cost. No. But yeah, I had the experience of diets in my household. And I was a very active child. Like I'm still I'm a very active person.
I wasn't. I'll tell you that for free. I did not like exercise at all.
See, but I didn't see it as exercise. I saw it as I had parents, 2 parents and a grandmother who all were still full-time workers. Yeah. So I lived in the leisure centre.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I lived at any club. My mum worked for the local authority as well, so she worked for the council.
Yeah.
So I was literally like with the other council kids.
Yeah.
Like, all our mums drop us off, like pick us up from school, throw us at
doing
swimming,
all the after school
throw us
stuff.
at trampolining, throw us at all these things. And I just,
you know what? I did those things.
I genuinely enjoyed it.
I think I did. I was one of those kids that
I did
tried
everything,
but I wouldn't stick. I would twist off everything.
And then my grandma would do the same thing, like just to keep me, I guess, not even to keep me lean,
occupied,
but just dash me in the garden.
Yeah.
Just leave me, like, and I would be up and down.
Yeah.
So I don't think I had any. I think around the same time as you, around 15, 16. Actually, I know exactly what it was. It was prom.
Oh, was it the bubble hairs?
No! Well, actually it happened twice. There was 2 proms, year 11 and year 13. So year 11 I would have been 16 and year 13 I would have been turning 18. The bobblehead one was the 18 one.
Yeah. Go on, honey. Tell us about that.
Basically, there's this little condition I have, right? Which is that when I lose too much weight, and it happens to all kinds of people, like everyone.
Yeah.
But me particularly, because my head is larger than most. My head is physically too big for my body. And if you look at these prom pictures of me, my mum was saying I look like a lollipop head.
Yeah.
Because my frame had slimmed down a lot and I don't have very broad shoulders. So I was quite narrow and it just looked like my head was like just I was just gonna fall over. So I remember, but at that point to me, I didn't take part of a diet. I just ate salad.
Oh, okay.
Just salad.
What kind of salad?
Any kind of salad.
Iceberg lettuce.
Literally,
I feel like iceberg lettuce is the go-to.
Iceberg lettuce, and then they weren't. That's the thing. They weren't like carb free. I'd have hella croutons in there. Yeah. Like I'd get chicken, like leftover chicken, or just go and buy like sandwich slices, chop those up, put them in.
That sounded like a Subway salad. I used to bang those out.
Sweet corn, hella sweet corn. No nutritional value. Yeah. None. Just for the vibes.
Sugar is it's just pure sugar and carbs in sweet corn.
That's what I'm saying. So this salad was not like it wasn't like a particularly like dietitious salad.
I feel like when you kind of like do diets purely to lose weight, there is so much information missing, especially when 100%. You're younger, that you make assumptions on things. And I think anyone that's like gone on like a weight loss journey has spent a lot of time not eating the right things because they've made assumptions about how food works.
Yeah, exactly.
So something like sweet corn, it's a vegetable, it is healthy.
That was me. Yeah. That was me. Not realising that, number one,
croutons I'm buying... are salad, therefore they are healthy.
Yeah. I'm eating them by the bag.
Yeah.
By the bag. Because
wow.
I'm hungry. I'm 16.
Yeah.
I've got GCSE, I've got double PE today. Yeah. And I've had a salad for lunch. Like, no wonder I was disintegrating because I was an active teenager.
All the muscle mass is just like just depleting,
And like, my parents were aware of this. So when I got home, I had no choice what to eat because dinner was made.
Yeah.
And it would be like, today we're having potatoes.
Starch, carbs.
Like, literally, it would be, this is what you're getting. And I'd be like, oh, I can't, like, I need a salad.
Yeah.
Like, no. So shout out to all the parents actually paying attention to what their kids are eating and making sure that they eat because... It could have been a very different story for me.
For sure. My parents, I couldn't, there was only so much I could get away with in the home.
Yeah.
Because we used to eat dinner as a family all the time. Yeah,
every day.
Yeah, all the time, every single day, unless like one of them were working late or something. Yeah. So you couldn't sit at the table and say you're just going to eat the salad. What are you talking about? Like, you better yum something.
9 times out of 10, my plate came to the table made.
Yeah. Like, on a weekday, 9
times out of 10,
table, the plate is set.
Whatever my dad's made, you just put on the 3 plates, and then it's just be that's it, kind of thing. So,
but in school, you can when you're not in the home, you're eating all sorts or not eating at all.
One thing that I definitely used to do, and I use this term very loosely, but it was some form of disordered eating.
Yeah.
My mom's going to hear this and be like, you were doing what? There was definitely a period of life, I could not tell you how long it was, like a year, maybe 2 years, when lunch was a bread roll and an Oasis. And strike me down. Like, and it was very common in my school.
Really?
Like, because basically
bread roll with what? Just dry bread
butter,
roll?
but like, you know, like holiday portion, like a small single one,
15 grams.
So we'd have we'd have like
15
bread roll in like a little kind of paper bag thing. So the
Yeah.
bread roll's kind of half sticking out. Pick up butter, however many, 2 or 3, whatever, and we literally bite the bread roll, stick it in the butter thing,
Really?
and then eat it again. Because as well, this eating is happening like in the corridor.
Yeah.
So we've gone to the cafeteria. My school cafeteria was set up like you'd queue to go in. We'd have lunch cards. Yeah. So if you could either have your parents like put the money on the card, you could queue up for the machine and put the money on the card, or I think if you were free school meals, that obviously you just tapped it.
Yeah.
So I was a put the money on the card person because some days I'd be pack lunch, some days I'd do this, some days I'd do that. So this wasn't a bread roll every single day, but there was a lot of bread rolls.
Yeah.
Top up at 60p for a bread roll, £1 for an Oasis. I think my mum sent me to school with like £2.50 or something because one hot meal is what she would send me to school with, which was like £2.50. But I was shirking the system. It's only £1.60. So by the end of the week, I could have tuck shop and whatever. So get my thing, go bypass all the hot counter, go to the second counter, get my bread roll, go to the fridge and get my red fruits, whatever, Oasis. I can see my friends, and I won't name them. I don't know if they want to be exposed, but they're in the story too.
Yeah.
Pay for it, go, and then we'd go out the back of the cafeteria, bypass all the cafeteria seating, and go into corridors that we're not supposed to be in on lunch break, and sit in the corridors or in the back of the stairs, eating our bread rolls.
Why didn't you not butter the bread?
Because we were not in the cafeteria, so we couldn't take a knife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds awful. Do
you know the Oasis and our blazer had like a front pocket, had our inside pockets and our outside pockets. The outside pockets could fit the Oasis perfectly. Yeah. You should just... My school, that's how you would spot who went to my school and who didn't go to my school. Who's got an Oasis sticking out their pocket?
Seriously? Gosh.
There was a time of like... And obviously this was pre-Jamie Oliver. So this must have been year 8 and 9 maybe? Or maybe like...
Yeah, 8 and 9. It's just so mad.
Time. And then we got like... I think at some point maybe same time we got Pasta King. Yeah. And that was just like... carbs. Yeah. But these are all the foods that young growing
with their metabolism is at its peak.
Triple P a week people need. But I just decided, no. I just need sugar and a bread roll.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. My school experience, because my diet life didn't really start in school, it started in uni, I would say.
Oh, like proper
that's when like coming like I'd probably say sixth form. Yeah, sixth form when we could leave the school for lunch. That is when I'd probably say the diet life really started. Yeah. Because before then I had to bring packed lunch. And the kind of parents that I had, I couldn't even leave the house without drinking hot tea in the morning. It was problems. That they were on me. So there was no way I could consistently leave without bringing a packed lunch.
With you, okay.
And I would eat my packed lunch. It would be like a tuna roll.
Oh, I would always eat what
something like that. Yeah, but I would have packed lunch every single day, and I was never allowed to have school dinners because my mum said it's foolishness. So no, and then as I got older, it's like you need to make sure you're packing a lunch. Yeah. But if I see you try to leave here without lunch, it's going to be problems. So when I got to sixth form, it's like I can go out for lunch and stuff like that now. I don't remember what I would eat all the time, but I know it would start being like the bare minimum. Like, that's when I could kind of make my own choices. And I decided that I'm going to be a pescatarian because for a few years we were vegetarian, then we started eating meat again. And
in your household?
Yeah, my mum decided probably when I was like 11 that we were going to stop eating meat, and then I think my dad went to Jamaica and my grandma was feeding him oxtail and all sorts, and he came back and he said, enough of this. He said, enough of this stuff. I want stew chicken this Sunday. They're eating meat in this house. But then when I got to like, 17, I'd say, I was like, if I stop eating meat, I can't eat chicken and chips. I can't eat
I was just going to ask you, at what age did you go through, because I know you did.
My chicken and chips
thing. Because
School.
I didn't do it.
It was in school. So it was when I moved from... So when I went to private school in Chingford, it wasn't a chicken and chips thing. It was the fish and chip shop.
Right, okay.
And you could get like the
piece
cone.
Of chicken.
Yeah, like proper chip. You could get a cone, like proper chips. Yeah. It wasn't even chicken. That's when I had my first battered sausage because I didn't grow up eating pork. And I thought, I'm going to try this thing. But it was a little bit too porky for me. So I'd get like just a cone of chips. Then when I moved to... school, this was like my first like state school, and it was in Enfield, and my friends were getting chicken and chips, and like the chicken and chip shop became a thing. And I was like, what is this? And those are the days we could get 6 wings and chips for like a pound or something insane, and I wasn't eating those things at home. So I'd probably say when I moved when I was like 14. Okay. So when I was like 14, 15, that's when chicken and chips became a thing. 6 wings and chips, we used to share it. Yeah, we used to
share.
Yeah, we used to share. I went to a girls' school, so we used to share everything. Like, it was some people would even share the 3 wings from KFC. They'd have 1 wing each and then half a wing between them. Yeah, but it was in school. And then even as I went to sixth form, that's when we kind of got a bit bougie, and there was one particular shop where we'd get our chicken and chips from, because we felt like it was like proper and it wasn't pigeon wings that they were selling us. Yeah. And then I just kind of phased it out because we were just like, this is ridiculous.
We had that happened in my school and in my time. I just did not partake in it. I just decided I was better than chicken and chips.
Sorry.
From like, I just decided I was better than chicken and chips from young. Yeah. Because as well, and I've said this before on the podcast, like, my parents were not big cooks.
Yeah.
Like, but we, same as you, lived in East Ham, like right by West Ham football ground, where
is that the one that you talking about?
Yeah, before? Where there is still like one of the best fish and chip shops, like about for the price that you're gonna get fish and chips for. Sorry, Urchin or Urkin.
Yeah.
And that would be our thing, or like Chinese takeaway would be our thing.
Yeah.
Or ready meals would be our thing.
Well, when you say ready meals, what are you talking?
Like, I used to have the lemon chicken. The Chinese lemon chicken.
And you're telling me...
No, but this is the thing. So this is the thing.
That was better than chicken and chips.
Well, this is the thing. That's what I'm saying to you. I just decided that I don't eat that.
But I'll eat the lemon chicken from the supermarket.
Not like in a deli. In the actual, like... In the ready meal thing.
Yeah.
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 So like little chicken tenders.
Yeah. With
and
the
they come with lemon sauce. Yeah. You know what? I might get it tonight.
No, stop it.
For old times.
Unless it's Marks and Spencer's, I'm not trying to hear it.
Yeah, now that's fine. But then, my Marks and Spencer's was that. Okay, that was my Marks and Spencer's. And Dixie was not seeing me. Favourite was not seeing me. There was a time when everyone went about Sam's 2 for 2.
Sam's.
I was like, what? Sam's who? Sam's what? And
what's the one that they talk about?
There wasn't one by school. Morley's. Yeah. There wasn't one by school. So I didn't see it. I just knew it was a thing.
Yeah.
And then, like 15, 16, when I started going out with boys, I had to travel to other areas.
Yeah.
I was like, sitting on a bus. I'm like, Sam's. Yeah. Sam's. Got it. Like, knowing you're a teenager, you don't say you don't know something until you find out, and then you're like, yeah, I know what that is.
Me and Christopher used to go to a place called Zam's. Zam's chicken. It was bagging.
But you see when you decided to be a bit more bougie, that happened to me in sixth form too, because they opened a Roosters.
Oh, that's like Nando's type of thing.
It's like halfway between. It's the medium ground between a chicken and chip shop and Nando's, because it's got that. Well, at the time it had those kind of lunch wrap deals. Yeah. So really, we were paying like premium of like £3.50. So more than school dinners, but less. Like, it's still what a 16-year-old would have. Yeah. And we used to get a wrap chips and drink or something like that for like £3.50, and we were sixth formers allowed out, and that was like our, where are you going? It's like, Roosters.
Oh, sorry.
Because if you're going chicken and chip shop, you just say chicken and chip shop. Yeah. If you're going Roosters, you're going Roosters, and that I was fine with. Yeah. For £3.50, probably the same suppliers.
We used to, I think in sixth form that's when people started having like Lamajun and like Turkish a lot more. They used to have
you were in North London.
Yeah.
I was in East London. Ain't no Turkish night.
In North London, where there's loads of them. Do you know what I mean? So people started having like Lamajun. That would be like, because if you were serious.
Not far from me, there's a massive school, and just again like their experience of their food and maybe their diet experience as teenagers is going to be completely different, because there's 2 Caribbean takeaways near their school.
Oh, okay.
So the lunchtime deal is a patty and a drink for £1.50.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
It's so cute, but it's just like and obviously not just times, but areas, when they reflect on what they had for lunch, their deal, I'm just like, you guys don't know how blessed you are.
Do you know what I used to get in sixth form? And I thought I was like, my form tutor used to be like, Monica, you're a bit fancy, aren't you? I started getting the half dark, crispy dark, and that was expensive.
From where?
From the Chinese shop, and then their school, and I thought I was it, boy.
Like the shredded, but just the actual duck.
Yeah, it would come the duck and the pancakes and stuff. And that was but the budget at that time was a bit expensive.
100%.
Yeah,
but if you were like me and you'd only eaten a bread roll for the whole week because you had an eating disorder, you'd have enough money for a duck on a Friday.
Do you know, my mum used to give me, my mum was quite, she used to like give me her debit card, one of her debit cards. So I would,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Money.
Well, I thought I did, isn't it?
Large.
I thought I did. So I'd be drawing the money out because I don't think we had chip and pin those times. So
and you didn't want to see where you
couldn't really see where I was spending the money. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I was buying Chinese at one point in sixth form. But yeah, I think, where did we get here? How did we get here? It was
just our eating disorder lifestyles and the things that we've eaten and the choices that we've made. Because now, I mean, not necessarily now, I'm not a chicken chips person, but now I see the things that were kind of a part of my regular eating routine, like fish and chip Friday, Chinese Saturday, whatever. I can't eat those now. Like, I can't eat like that anymore. And that's because of societal training around like how like those foods are bad for you. And like, if you eat those,
you think you don't really eat them now or to the same frequency?
I don't eat them to the same frequency. I don't eat them like
regularly.
Like the way that I grew up eating them and was fine to. And I think that is part of, times have changed, my awareness of what they are has changed, but also it's like the messaging around it is like, oh, it's a treat. Like, it's a treat, so I treat it like a treat. Like, I probably run enough to eat fish and chips every Friday. Yeah. Like, I probably could. Like, I'm not going to feel any type of way. I'm probably not going to gain any weight. Like, I'm so full from it. I don't need to eat anything else from the day. But because, like, the messaging around it is like, oh, you're eating junk food. Oh, that's like junk. Oh, that's junk food. It's fried. It's fried. It's fried. It's fried. It's fried. You can only hear that for so long before you you take yourself away from certain
fish and chips was actually, well, I don't know if they were lying to me, but in my local fish and chip shop, they had like a notice where it's like, the calories in fish and chips is like less than a glass of wine with something else or something like that. I don't know.
Were lying. A glass of wine, I mean, a bottle of wine.
I think it might be like rosé and kebab or something
extreme. Probably though, probably.
Yeah, something extreme.
I think I have read somewhere along the lines, but again, in one of these horrible women shaming, fat shaming scales of like, which takeaway should you enjoy? Which takeaway is the best takeaway? And it's like, fish and chips, winner. If you're going to eat bad, eat this. Like, but this is the messaging that we get drilled into our heads, like from 8 years old, apparently, in this data, all the way through to now, where we're on the other side, where we're like, oh, thank God for that. Like, finally, because it was, let's be honest, it was only a matter of months ago we were doing something stupid. It was only a matter of months ago we were doing something very stupid. And in our New Year's resolutions, we shared like the things that we wanted to do. But we didn't really share the things that we wanted to stop doing. One of the things I have decided to stop doing is calorie counting. Like, we spoke about it, I think, previously, and I've recognised that it has its educational value.
Because there's things that I do like about calorie counting, but it's not a long term. It's not something I can commit to, or I don't think anybody should commit to long term. And I think once you understand the value in it and you change your perception to like food and understand how calorific certain things actually are, you don't really need to do it again.
And understanding like, so what the thing I like about it is when I feel like I have gone off the rails, it brings me back. It brings me back to, and that's not calorie counting restrictively. That's just calorie counting. 2,000 calories a day, or just don't even have a limit. Just count what you are genuinely eating. What do you eat? How much is that worth? And then suddenly you're like, so when it said 4 portions and I was eating it in 2. Oh, that's
do you know what messed me up when I was younger? And calorie counting saved me. And I have to say,
serving size.
No. Flapjacks. I thought they were one of the healthiest things that you could eat. A flapjack is pure oats and butter and sugar.
Golden syrup.
And it was only because I was calorie counting that I had to take note of how much was in it. And my mind was blown. I could not believe, because I was eating it every day as my healthy snack.
As a healthy snack,
So situations like that is where it's like come in handy, because it's put things into perspective.
And it hasn't stopped you eating flapjacks. It's just meant that you know
it's not every day is a healthy snack.
And it's like, have a couple of flapjacks. I think last year was the first year that I first started looking on the calorie counting app, MyFitnessPal. Which I think is everyone's vice. But at macros. And that became like a whole new kettle of fish.
Oh yeah, we were in a dark place. we were down bad.
We were down bad. Because it's like we had exhausted calorie counting. And sorry, just to rewind for a second. So I've done calorie counting over the last 10 years. Like, calorie counting was what gave me my year 13 bobblehead.
Yeah.
Because it was better, because it meant that my parents were not on my case about not eating certain food groups. And I was just like, I can only have a spoon.
Yeah.
I can only have a spoon. Like, I can only have a spoon of that. I can only have a spoon of this. Like,
Yeah.
But it meant I could still have a roast dinner, just like a small one with like a lot of chicken. Or like a small one with a lot of greens. And I would always just kind of say, you know, no matter how much lettuce, I can have it.
Yeah.
No matter how many raspberries, I can have it. Because I now know how many calories are in each, whatever.
Yeah.
So over the years, it has worked for me. But as in to lose weight, like let's be honest, to lose weight. And I don't know if it's to say I've always like yo-yoed back. It's not been like I'm now going to completely let go of it. But somehow the weight always comes back. Like, it always creeps back.
Yeah.
So,
because I think you have to be so, like, on it. Like, you really have to be...
Constantly.
Yeah, you have to be on it. And
any diet.
Calorie counting, when you're the kind of person that likes to eat out...
That's the thing.
That is...
And the alcohol.
Yeah, it's true. The cocktails...
I've never been a bobblehead again, because after I was 18, I started to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I'd have money.
That's why I started drinking gin, which even... It's not the best way to start a relationship, do you know what I mean? But
with an alcohol?
Yeah, well, like drinking gin because the ladies say gin is low cal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd like it now, but that wasn't the reason why I started drinking it. Yeah, it was...
Oh, see, I never did that.
Yeah, G&T, that's what the babes say.
No, they do, you're right. And vodka lime.
Yeah, because
vodka lime and
like the distillation process and the lack of sugar.
You are
and that
so
kind of
right.
Stuff.
That didn't... They didn't get me.
Yeah.
They didn't get me for that. I was drinking Malibu.
Because I'm not giving up cocktails. Let's just be honest.
I was drinking Malibu until I literally was like, I can't drink this anymore. Like from 18 to like 22 probably. But
Malibu
that's very interesting that got in your head, like as a starting of why you would drink a certain alcohol.
Well, just to veer off a little bit, it's because I did the calorie. So I used to be obsessed with Biggest Loser at one point. I used to watch that show all the time. And that's where I got introduced to like calorie counting.
That's another thing. The TV and media perception of weight loss and food.
Got into calorie counting and started the whole calorie counting thing. Did it for a bit and then realised I still need my lifestyle. So I can't calorie count and be eating bare minimum and eating chicken and broccoli and sweet potato for the rest of my life. I still need to have what I want. And then it's like, okay, with cocktail, alcohol, you're never going to lose weight if you're drinking alcohol and this and that. And I thought, okay, so...
fizzy drinks.
Yeah, so what do they... I
say that a lot about fizzy drinks.
Yeah, fizzy drinks was never really my thing, but then it was
but the messaging.
Oh yeah, the
messaging
sugar.
Is like, if you drink fizzy drinks, you're good.
Yeah, forget about it. You're undoing all your hard work.
Yeah.
So then I was like, give it a bit of a Google, and I was like, oh, like low calorie alcoholic drinks, G&T, and then that became my thing. This is probably when I was like in my my mid-20s. I started to drink more gin because I still wanted to maintain a certain kind of physique, but I was trying to strike more balance at that point. And it was like, how can I still enjoy these things? And that's what a G&T did for me.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I never got that drilled into my head. But last year then, Fitness Power opened a new that door opened to me towards macros.
Yeah.
And I think that is because, and again, it's kind of the byproduct of a good decision gave me information that I shouldn't have had. Like, too much information is like, it can make you do things that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah. So the only reason I fell into this macro land is because I was training for a marathon. And I was like, you know, reading up all this stuff about nutrition, and it was like protein and how much protein you're supposed to have if you're like burning a certain amount of calories, because the calorie counting to me was irrelevant because I was burning calories. Yeah. Like, as long as I run a couple of times a week, I'm actually okay. Like, I don't need to worry about what I'm eating, like with my adult mindset. Yeah. Like, I'll be fine. But then they were feeding me, like, you need to heal your muscles. You need to, like, this protein, you're going to shrink muscle mass, this, that, and the other. So I was like, oh, okay, I can track the grams of protein in the thing. But then I was like, this many grams of protein under 2,500 calories, like, or 2,000 calories, like, whoa. And then I obviously came out of marathon training and kind of fell off running as a whole just because my body was battered.
Is that when you did your your end of the year reel?
Yeah, all my running. July. You saw July was a cookie.
Yeah.
It was a cookie. My body was battered. I tried to come through on the other side and just keep going. Like, I had COVID.
Yeah, you needed a minute. After. You needed a minute though. You can always get there. I think it's always important to remember, especially when you're younger, we think in extremes that if I lose this body, I'm not gonna get it back again. And it's like you might have to work a bit harder, but you can always get it back.
But it wasn't even about the body. It was just like I went into a period of rest where I naturally regained a couple pounds and changed shape. I wouldn't lose. I just changed shape. So then when I got back into it, okay, summer body, another thing that is like drilled into our heads. Yeah.
Like summer bodies are made in the winter. If I say what I used to say, me and my friends used to say, it's really bad.
Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels.
No, get slim or die trying.
Yeah.
We were mad. Like, we were actually mad.
Even the language we would use would be like skinny.
Yeah. How can the mantra be get slim or die trying? Like, what kind of insanity? And we used to say it with pride. Yeah. Like, we were mad. We were mad.
100%.
They know you know who you are.
I know.
Yeah.
Bread roll crew. Bread roll crew. You know who you are. Yeah. My thin babes. Can you see my ribs? Changing in PE.
Do you know what?
You know who you are.
Do you know like when I was in school, like with amongst my friends, it was so weird because we wanted to be slim, minimal body fat, but this was around the time where we wanted to be curvaceous as well. Like I didn't want to lose my bum. I still wanted to be shapely. Like I didn't want to be straight, but I wanted to be slim. But I didn't know how to do both simultaneously. And weight training was not a thing. Everything was so cardio based. It was just
100%.
Kill as many calories, burn as much fat. Yeah, burn as much fat. And then when we look back on our pictures sometimes, me and one of my close friends, we're just like, do you know what? I didn't really look my best then. I look a little bit unhealthy. Yeah. Like I look a little bit gaunt. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Especially when your like physique starts. We've segued so far, but we'll pull it back to macros in a second. But there's certain times, and I see these tweets all the time when you look back at pictures and you thought you were fat.
Yeah.
Like you thought you were.
It pains me, you know.
You thought that you were not.
Yeah.
And that's nothing to do with like. That's got more to do with just your perception of yourself and you know, body dysmorphia and the mental effects of restricting what you eat and over-exercising and this, that, the other. There was a point as well when I was like addicted to exercise. Yeah. Like I've always been an active person, but there was a point when it was literally like I was running at like 9 o'clock at night. Like, and I was going to one of the 24-hour gyms. My mum and dad would be like, where are you going? Yeah. And this was pre-Apple Watch.
You see the gym, when they first opened.
I would just be like, I didn't go today. Like,
the gym, when they first opened, that was like the best thing ever. Because there was no excuse at that point. Yeah. You could go at 1 a.m, you could go at 7 a.m.
Well, my parents wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So it was like, if I didn't go by like 8 p.m.
That was it.
It would be like, Harley. I had an exercise back in my room.
Really?
It's all come back to me now. It's all come back to me. An exercise back in my room. Yeah. It's in here, a hula hoop.
I've got a hula hoop, a weighted hula hoop. I've got one of those.
Well, mine's a regular hula hoop. I had that hula hoop. I think Eve got me that for my 16th birthday or my 17th birthday.
To snatch the waist.
Because apparently Beyonce was hula hooping and that's how Beyonce was getting her waist.
Yeah. Beyonce, do you know she's like an extreme dieter?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But the thing is as well, like she's honest about it in the sense of like saying, what's it called? Homecoming documentary. Yeah. You know, she's like, I wanted to look like this. Yeah. I cut this. Yeah. But I think it's different when your appearance is tied, like that's her job.
Yeah.
Her job is to look like that. Like my job doesn't require those things. Like my job requires me to put on a shirt. Beyonce doesn't.
But young people don't. They don't.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah,
this is why I was hula hooping
because
like
I think she used to do the cayenne pepper.
Yeah, the maple syrup diet.
Yeah, I know. I haven't got my list of the things that I've done, mate. But where were we? We're talking about macros.
Yeah. Let's talk about things that we're doing recently. So the last spell, which me and Malika happened to have done together, our last pitch at this craziness, was that we were trying to aim for 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein. Sorry, 0.8 to 1.2 grams times your body weight. I think it is in kilos.
Yeah.
Is your amount of protein that you should be having. So because our fitness pals were kind of more calorie based, I think they were approximating we needed something like 80 grams of protein a day.
Something like that.
And we weren't hitting it, but we were like, oh, we're getting about 60. Oh, that's great. But then when we ran the numbers on our weight versus the protein thing, even the lower end, I think mine was something like 120 grams of protein a day.
Yeah. It was insane.
And yours was something similar.
Mine was insane, yeah.
So I don't eat a lot of meat. So I was like, cool.
Tin legume Harley.
Chickpea hulls.
Yeah.
I was basically thinking, right, it's going to be protein powders and it's just going to have to be like protein bars and protein yogurt and protein. I was eating protein bagel thins. I was eating protein everything.
Do you remember when I tried to make like the yogurt with the protein powder and it turned into like
cream? We were putting protein powder with yogurt. We were putting,
and it wasn't working out.
My gut biome was screaming. My gut biome was actually screaming. But somehow I was making it happen.
Yeah.
And I think I was only making it happen because I was being so active that I was buying back the calories.
Oh yeah, the buyback.
The buyback scheme.
The buyback.
I was buying back the calories to eat something else. Like, because there were some days where I was like, the only calories I have left are this protein bar.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go for a run.
Yeah.
So that I can eat something.
Get squeeze out.
Like,
Squeeze
so
out more calories.
Just so I can eat rice and thing. But there was one day in particular.
Oh God!
I'll let Mike tell the story.
That fateful day. You might have to fill in some of the details, but I remember.
You were
yeah, I just remember I had to go to Sainsbury's because there was nothing in the house, and I was like, right, I'm gonna have an omelette because I just wasn't in the mood.
High protein.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an omelette.
We were eating eggs. Like that's why there's an egg crisis. It was us.
Yeah, and this is how you know I'm mad, because I was having an omelette. But it was an omelette that I think I was gonna have like loads of eggs in it, which is
you were doing
was I doing egg whites?
Egg whites.
Okay, I wasn't that mad then. Fine. So I went to get the omelette and I said I'm gonna have it with turkey sausages or something.
Chicken.
But no, they didn't have the turkey sausages in that Sainsbury's.
Right.
So I had the heck chicken sausages, which I actually don't like. I do not like those heck chicken sausages. I don't like the texture. And I think I got some avocado or something like that. So I went home. And by the time I'd run the numbers, I had to have...
Based on that day, we were doing protein by the day.
And it was getting to the end of the night. It was like 7 p.m. and I needed to get it in. And I think I had to have 6 chicken sausages. 6 chicken sausages with like 2 eggs and egg whites or something to like tie it up for the day.
Yeah.
So I'm like chopping up the chicken sausages. And... when I scrambled it all together, it just looked...
It was like just beige orange.
It was insane. It was just so much chicken sausages, so much. And then the amount of egg white, because I couldn't have too many eggs.
Couldn't find it.
It was just so much. I just remember looking in the bowl and I was like, I can't do this, honey.
And you were texting me like... I'm trying. I was like, come on, come on, you can do it. Like, you've got to hit your protein goal. And then she sent me a picture of like what was left of the plate, and basically she started picking out the bits of the sausages.
The chicken sausages.
So there was a pile of chicken sausage crumbs on the side, and then somehow you managed to eat most of the egg.
Most of the egg with avocado.
Reckon, based on what you like picked out, I reckon you still ate like 4 sausages.
Yeah, no, facts. I definitely think I had about 4 chicken sausages, and like my mouth was shutting down. Like I physically could not chew the chicken sausages anymore. And that day, I think I even went on Instagram that day, and I was like, I cannot. Like I'm not doing this. This is insanity.
I think that was the end of it. Because then I think once we'd come down from the high, because we were laughing for about 4 hours, we were like, what the hell, man?
What's going on? We had to have a serious conversation. We're like, no, this is getting out of hand.
And then it was the funniest thing was then when we were reflecting on it, like, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, and it was like this, and we were like, ha ha ha. And Malika said to me, oh, do you remember that time I was waterboarding myself with chicken sausages? Because honestly,
I actually remember. If I pulled up my Instagram story, I might. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find it.
I'm
going to put it on. I'm going to put it on the Sonder and Salt Instagram, because that day, I think I was even like hysterical with laughter because I couldn't believe how far I had fallen.
I've just searched chicken sausages in our WhatsApp chat, and
what did I say?
I can't remember what you said, but the first thing that's come up is the fact that you were doing Guantanamo feeding tactics, chicken sausages down a tube. Because
it was too much.
That was the end of us.
Yeah.
Trying to do whatever it was.
That's when I knew that I don't think I fully understand macros. I don't think I really know what I'm doing.
Which is what I'm saying. If you don't have the information, kind of what you said earlier, like you think you're doing the right thing. You think you're eating sweet corn. You think that's a vegetable, therefore you're good. And you're like, you think this is protein, so it's fine. Bear in mind, did we look at the fat?
It was just, we didn't give a heck about that, to be honest. Yeah, didn't give a heck about that.
Chicken sausage about that. Because, our information balance was skewed.
Yeah, that was... wait, let me even... Because I made a note. apart from the 7 chicken sausages, there's been a couple of times where
you've done silly
I've
things.
been
Yeah,
low.
we made
Do you
some
know what I
notes
mean?
of different stuff that we've done.
I've done some nonsense.
I've done the 4 litres of water a day thing.
Oh, I've done that. I overhydrated myself.
Yeah.
I was taking my big bottle to work.
Dizzy.
Really?
I was dizzy.
I was a joke in the office. I was taking my... No, I was... They were laughing at me. I had my big bottle and they were like... This is when I worked at... I think I was at like Tesco. And my manager at the time was just like... I'd be at my desk and like... And he was like, are you really going to drink all that? And I was like, yes, I am. Yeah. Oh, good luck. And then it became a thing. People would like message me on like... I don't know what platform we're using. Yeah. And they're like, how's it going, Malika? Like... How many litres have you drank today? And then the day I overhydrated myself, my mouth was bone dry. Yeah. It's like I'd never even drank a sip. I said, I can't do this.
I will link again in the description of this podcast, a science podcast about hydration. I linked it in the last one.
Oh yeah, in the last one.
Yeah, it's science versus hydration. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it because it will stop you doing stuff like literally waterboarding yourself.
I said special K, no or low carbs. I did that on and off. I think that's what's giving me a gluten intolerance, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, which is so funny because I know at points I've done no carb, and I think I did no carb in the disguise of Atkins because that's what I was used to. Yeah. But that's what keto is now, right?
It is. That's what I've seen people say. It's just like keto is Atkins rebranded. Keto is like the medical type of... Yeah,
because Atkins is the person's name. Atkins is the doctor. Because remember... Oh God, I'm throwing back now. There was the Gillian McKeith diet at one point.
Oh, I think I saw
Davina
that.
McCall had her own diet. Yeah. Like that's a whole nother kind of fish. But celeb endorsed diets are another very dangerous.
But if we even like bring it to today, I don't think it's more based on diet because I think the culture has changed. But like the boost in Pilates is tied heavily to like Laurie Harvey and that kind of stuff. So the influence is there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, let me not get cancelled.
What was you gonna say?
I love a fitness influencer. But I love a fitness influencer who, like the 2 that I follow right now that I absolutely love, Oyenda B Fitness, I think. Yeah. Her tag is it's Oyenda Fitness and Natalie Bartlett. I'm gonna tag them below.
Is Natalie B the one that wants to have the women's gym?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She's got an event actually tomorrow. One of her first events for her gym that she's put forward. But the 2 black women influencers, Oyinda I love because she's tall. Yeah. And she runs. It's very hard. That's another like bloody brainwashing that we've had where we're looking at bodies that are literally not the same.
Don't look the same. Yeah, that's something I've had to do over the years. Find somebody that has a similar body to me.
But I love her because she's tall and she does a lot of running, which is obviously just something that I'm interested in. Yeah. And she doesn't share her food.
She doesn't?
Not really. Like, I don't think it's a deliberate thing for her. Like, it's just... Maybe it is a deliberate thing for her, but she doesn't share her food. And then neither of them post workouts that are, like, calorie-driven. Specific exercises, like 500 calorie burn, 700 calorie burn, like... Or some of these influencers be out here being like, burn off your Christmas dinner with me tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Get it off, you slob.
Get it off, you slob. Like... Body by Kira. We've both done Body by Kira.
Beginning of lockdown, I used to bang out her workouts.
And I do believe in her workouts, and like I said, I love a fitness influencer and I'm a fit, active person. She doesn't necessarily focus on calories because I think her personal story is that she's slim and needs to build body.
And I think she said she had a disorder at one point.
I think she's dealt with some kind of disordered eating as well because the way she talks about food now is very intuitive.
Yeah, like, I think she actually said that she battled with that. I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I'm pretty sure she said that. So her approach to eating
is different, but her community, which she doesn't have control over, share calories after the exercise. Do you know what I mean? Like, we'll post our watches. The watches. Calories. And I've tried to make a decision to share less of that. Like, I like to share my distance. If the calories are on the screen, I can't do nothing about that. But my mentality around exercise and diet has changed, and I'm trying to change the way I display that information
that's
to other
valid.
people too.
Yeah.
Intermittent fasting.
Oh yeah, I got that bad boy on here. Me and my friend, she's my friend now. But we met at work. Okay. And this was at Tesco. There was a lot going on at that time, and she put me onto it. We've got very different body shapes, but we used to like do things together, and we did the intermittent fasting thing because at that time it was seen as like one of the best ways to be restrictive. Yeah. Whereas I find generally that's just how I eat now, if I'm being honest. But I'm not as tied to it. Like I don't start at 12 and finish at 8. But generally, if I haven't worked out, I've never really been a big breakfast person. Like so I'll kind of start at lunch, and I try not to eat late because usually if I am eating after dinner time, I'm picking and I'm just it's just for the sake of it. Yeah. So it's like, do I need to eat at this time? No, because I'm not hungry. Yeah, I'm not hungry. So.
It's so funny because intermittent fasting was one of my early fads, one of my teen fads, and it was one of those ones that my parents would be like, dinner's cooked when dinner's cooked.
I can imagine you look like your mum there.
Dinner's cooked. And how the tables have turned.
Really?
Because now my dad loves intermittent fasting, but again, it's not. It's intermittent fasting, but my dad's journey with his food. He can come on the podcast one day and talk about it.
He's done a lot of stuff.
He's done a lot of stuff, and he fasts again, like more about his blood sugar levels and stuff. So it's not a weight loss thing for him.
Yeah,
it's not that kind
it's different.
It's a different. He uses it as a tool.
Yeah,
and it's a lifestyle for him. He's been doing like he's not a quitter.
Yeah,
not like us, not our paleo girls. He's not a quitter. So he now is like, you know, dinner's got to be booked at 6. Yeah, so I've got to be fasting by 7. I'm like, oh really? When I wanted dinner at 6,
you couldn't get it. Yeah,
you weren't giving me anything. So intermittent fasting I've done.
Yeah, I did some of the nonsense. I've got baby food diet on here. I don't even know if I don't remember if it's something we actually ever did, because savoury baby food, I don't think I'm that crazy. But I think it's something we discussed. But one thing I know I definitely did was the military diet. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was like a 3-day quick weight loss thing. And you would it was military or hospital diet. They're kind of like interchangeable.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was mad. And it was like 3 days, and you would have like banana, peanut butter with a rice cake, or like a rice cake and boiled egg. Then like for lunch, you'd have like tuna with bread or something. And then for dinner, you would have like fish with green beans and carrots. And then you could have like a little bit of ice cream, and then it would gradually get less and less food over the 3 days.
Less?
So I would do that. I would do that whenever I was like preparing for a holiday and I just wanted to drop pounds. I'd done it quite a few times in my lifespan, but I realised it took me a long time to realise, one, that I was yo-yoing through life.
3-day crash.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realise that, and then it took me a minute to realise that these things, this is silly, because what's more important is finding tools that are sustainable and just having a lifestyle, and also kind of getting to that point of having a positive body image and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I did that.
I didn't do that. I've never heard of that. Yeah. But one thing I did do, and maybe I'm learning about myself as I'm speaking. Yeah. I think my relationship to my body has always been to like overdo it. Mm-hmm. So as in I will go to like exercise like crazy. Yeah. Rather than cut out food. Like I'll do both. Yeah. But what you reminded me of, there was this black guy. He used to do stuff on TV. But again, my mum used to have all the fitness DVDs, all the slip, and there was a black guy, and it was a black guy in a military hat, and the cover was like he was like screaming at you. And it was like one of those like,
was it a DVD?
5-day, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I used to see him on like Good Morning, whatever, daytime TV and stuff. But it was a DVD, and it was like boot camp. It was called something boot camp.
Boot camp, yeah. Anything that said boot camp in there, I was like, this sounds like a bit
military,
of me. Yeah.
Military and he's in khaki. It, like, and he's like screaming at you in his little military hat. And it was like, again, I would be ramping up, and right before holiday, 5-day boot camp. Yeah. 5-day boot camp, gotta do it. 5-day boot camp, gotta do it. Do you know how tired I was?
Yeah. And you know what the thing is as well? It's always, because you do these like crazy things, it's always like very last minute and super intense. You end up
which is why you just back.
Yeah. You go on the holiday and it just all, those little fat cells start filling up. Yeah. What can you do? Do you know what I mean?
One thing I've done, which I don't think it has a name, I just call it the influencer girl thing, or the Instagram thing, is the chicken rice broccoli. Okay. The box chicken rice broccoli.
Oh yeah.
Chicken sweet potato broccoli.
The meal prep meals.
The meal prep meals.
The meal prep meals. Yeah.
Like, and I'm a big fan of meal prep.
Yeah.
Meal prep and meal planning.
I think we've spoken about it a couple of times.
Yeah. Big fan. Love it. Live by it. Love it. Yeah. But it was that psychology of 50 grams of Special K in the morning with weighed milk. Like. Yeah. Then chicken sweet potato broccoli, and then in the evening, chicken rice broccoli or something. Some variation of like black container boxes with plastic lids from the internet. Yeah. Something
the black with the opaque lid.
Yeah. Little section box like it's a bloody baby plate.
I threw some out the other day.
Good.
Yeah, because I was just like, this is nonsense.
To a previous,
this is nonsense.
version of
I will never eat in these kinds of containers again. Like, I will still meal prep and put my food into
100%.
containers.
It's not anti-meal prep. This is anti, like, the psychology, the chicken, like 2 chicken breasts or 1 chicken breast, a pass for sweet potato and a shit ton of broccoli. That's it. That's life.
Yeah, but I think the problem
that is not life.
Is a lot of these like platforms and even in the early, even like fitness influencer culture is changing or has changed a lot 100%. From when it kind of first transpired.
Because everyone's called them out for being fat phobic and fat shaming.
But they weren't really giving people, a lot of them, social media, you can, as long as you get the numbers or you do like the right kind of content a couple of times, once you gather the following, nobody really questions or checks people on the validity of the information that they're sharing. So a lot of these people would share what they know, which usually was a very small amount, and all that was is chicken, rice and broccoli is a low calorie, good amount of protein, whatever. So they weren't really giving you the theoretical knowledge to go and apply that to yourself, which is why I don't know what her name is, but I know there's a couple that are now more focused on displaying different cultural foods, because one thing, if you're not careful, it's very easy to start to like move away from your cultural food because you don't know how to translate those foods into like these healthy lifestyles. All you know is chicken, rice and broccoli, and then all of a sudden hard food, this and that, it all looks so unhealthy, and it's not about that. Like... Do you know what I mean? So yeah, chicken, rice and broccoli is like it's the epitome or the lack of information like personified, because that's all a lot of them really know. And then now you start to see people making sure that they're kind of displaying their qualifications or showing that, you know, I've studied, I've done the nutritional work, because a lot of them didn't know.
But a lot of it as well, I've noticed, because it still exists out there.
It does, for sure.
It still exists for sure.
TikTok, you got to be careful on TikTok now.
Because you've only got to watch one and that's what you're going to get fed. But it also is pivoted from that being bad to, and I guess this is another conversation for another day. But now it's like, if the food was plain. So now it's like,
jazzing it up. Jazz it up.
Season it with paprika. And suddenly,
or do you know what they love?
It's the same crap.
What's that? Sriracha. Oh God, they love a sriracha. And even mayonnaise.
And another thing that I think that whatever the name of that culture diet is that it was men stuffing it down our throats. It was built men. Like even workout. Like why am I following the workout of this man in the military? What is my body even built for this? Like what am I doing? Because there's another thing that actually came up when I was doing the research of what a diet is. I'll link the podcast I was listening to again. It was from a podcast, but they said it was a tool of the patriarchy to keep women busy doing other things. Like keeping us busy. This is their definition of diet. Like it's just keeping us occupied, being obsessed with ourselves, so that the patriarchy can continue to run its nonsense. And I was just like, you're so right, because why are all these men out here distracting me, telling me to be doing jump squats, whatever? You haven't got boobs.
What's that thing that was really big? CrossFit. At one point, I couldn't do it. But
it wasn't CrossFit.
There was
CrossFit is the one.
CrossFit, but there was the other one. Do you know
T45?
Yes, Sean T.
Sean T.
Do you know that if you weren't careful, I injured my knee doing that.
I did it. That was maybe my. I remember it was 3 of us that did it. But we couldn't do it because just pay for it. We only had access to 3 of the free workouts. So we had to do the same.
Someone downloaded, I think my brother got some kind of dodgy version. But and I also used to do P90X. I don't know if you heard of that one. Abripa X. I used to bang that out when I was insistent on having a flat start. I can't be bothered now, if I'm being perfectly honest. But
good.
Abripa X, me and my friends used to bang that out. Yeah, really did.
I still have, let's wrap up with, I still have like, way to go with this.
For sure. It's a journey.
And I don't think society is very helpful. Like we've now got calories on menus. As I've decided...
do you not like that? How do you feel about that?
It's not I don't really care anymore. If you asked me last year, I would have been like, oh no, I don't like it, because I'm so obsessed with it that it's everywhere and it's in my face and now I'm aware of it, whereas before it was a little bit of blissful ignorance. Whereas now I think because I'm transitioning away from that mindset of being obsessed with it, I can see it and just be like,
I feel like I look at it and I think I think for some people I can definitely see how it's harmful or damaging, and I think it shouldn't be forced on people to see that kind of information, because everybody's relationship with food is different. For me personally, seeing it, to me, it's just information.
Yeah.
For me, sometimes information is just information, and I will override it, and I'll just decide, you what? 1,000 and what for baked camembert?
But it's what
Bring
I
me
want.
that bad boy. Yeah, I don't really care.
That's
and sometimes I'm like,
when I was in America, and I sent you a picture of the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Cheesecake Factory is a madness in there. Their portion sizes,
everything.
That is
but, I mean,
crazy.
America. But I sent you a picture of the menu because I was like, I got a salad, but the salad had like tortilla chips and dressing, all this kind of stuff. 1,700 calories.
Yeah.
And again, that goes back to what was the very, very first thing I said, which is that when I was obsessed with salad, but you think salad, you think healthy.
Yeah.
I could have had the bloody linguine for less calories.
And yeah, it's true.
But that was my choice. My choice was to eat the salad because it was still the greenest thing, and I hadn't eaten a green thing in a couple of days.
Yeah. Too much beige food.
Yeah, that was my choice for that reason, which is why I saw 1,700 calories, and I was like, yeah, you're bringing it still.
Yeah.
Because what I want is lettuce, so
it's
that's what
still
I want.
Can be a bit mind blowing, especially when you don't. Well, wait, because I'm saying two different things. I don't know if it was like an article or something online where they were talking about why doesn't home cooking taste as good as that restaurant food, and they were talking about how much butter they use in restaurants, and
butter, oil, sugar, salt.
Yeah, and you don't realise sometimes, especially with all the eating out. I think it is a journey, and there's a way to do it. I'm not going to tell people how to do it, but in order to like really be balanced, you have to have the information. Essentially, it's where you get the information from, how you process the information. It's kind of like the mental space that you're in when you get that information as well, because the information in its purest form is not bad. It's good to know and make informed choices.
100%.
And that when I'm eating out, I like to make a decision in that moment that I'm gonna eat this. I really don't give a heck what's in it. And sometimes it's like, well, maybe there's other things going on, or maybe I've been eating out a lot and I need to just tone it down. And I'm not gonna get that because that's a bit mad. Or sometimes I just think, wow, I really thought this was healthy. Do you know what I mean? I really thought this was a healthy or like low calorie choice, but this is quite fatty. So yeah.
Long story short, if you catch me still saying stuff about stuff, it's because it's a journey.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's a journey.
It is. I'm not going to say I've had the most positive relationship, and it's not always the most positive, but yeah.
And I still don't have the most positive relationship necessarily with myself and my body image.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's going to come down to something.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to undo
the damage. Like we're talking like
on that note,
2 decades.
They were talking on Twitter the other day about like America's Next Top Model. I don't know if you remember Takara.
No,
and
I didn't have cable TV. Babes.
She was like plus size, or considered plus size.
And she's like size 12.
If you see her now, she wouldn't even be considered thick, really, in today's day and age. And people like, she looked so big to me at that time. Right. Yeah, and it was the way they used to talk about her and the way they used to frame her. I think, things have kind of changed and shifted, but
that's a whole nother subject. But the girls, the girls who are reclaiming the word fat, especially. They make a very big point of that. They make a very big point of like stores that claim to be inclusive that only carry to a size 14. Yeah. Like that's a whole other kettle of fish, because as a tall person, me and the industry,
it's a different relationship.
Listen, we can have a whole other episode about how clothing as a whole has changed your relationship with food because of what you believe a size 14 in one shop is, and a size 12 in another shop, and a size Zara. Yeah. Like, come on. Be for real. Yeah. So, we'll leave it at that. But let us know in the comments of wherever you find this podcast what stupid ass stuff you've done. Because I know we're not the only ones. It takes a lot to confess these things sometimes as well. And like to even just, talk honestly to yourself about yourself. Yeah. Because it wasn't until talking to you about it is like, but you could easily talk to someone and then be like, oh no, I do that. Like, I still do that. No, that's the best thing you should do. Like, you should definitely do that. You should do that. So if you are in a place where you don't necessarily feel like you have the right pair of people to talk to about food and your relationship with it, seek other people. Yeah. Like,
talk to us in the comments.
Like, this is not nutritional advice. This is not medical advice.
It's just your journey, your experience. It's your journey,
And own it, own your truth. Don't try and undo things that you've done before.
It's done now.
Stop trying to work off food. Stop trying to buy back calories. Just enjoy your life. Yeah. Life's too short to be doing all this nonsense. Be balanced. Be healthy, whatever that looks like.
Find sustainable methods.
Yes.
Of like live a life sustainably. Basically.
Drink a reasonable amount of water.
Yeah. But do what makes you happy at the end of the day. Yeah.
And if that's being, you know, a little custard cream, I can't tell you how many custard creams I've eaten this week.
Do you know what? Anyway, we'll talk about that next week.
Next episode.
On the next episode, what I've been eating. We
are going to be talking about where we're at now. So obviously this episode we've been very reflective, spoken a lot about our decisions of the past, but we are going to give you insight into how we choose to eat now, the things that we choose to eat, and what our day-to-day looks like. So thank you very much for listening and being here with us. Thank you for watching if you're here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on all the platforms that you find us on, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podvine, Pocket Casts.
We're everywhere, baby. Yeah.
And we will catch you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.